Yeah, Mythology able to get Amelia, and now they are just barely able to touch Mrs. Diakio's gonna manage to find out owners as they use that symbol to block out any incoming damage. Powerhouse living up to the name, looking very dominant and looking like they planned to 3. Yeah, on the bright side, that EMP does so much. They're able to get Bo real. They pop out the Blizzard, and they mirror both sound barriers on the team. Looks like we see Powerhouse wanting to retreat. They're able to find out owners, which is really big. Doesn't have the primal rage, so they're not going to be able to come back faster. That Demon Bomb gets thrown in. The hack gets committed, and they're able to stop Speed from investing the shield to block out that damage. Now the fight's looking in favor of Goofy Goobers. They now hack X-Runner, who can't even use the Demon Bomb to remix, so now they're just coming out as a baby, and they're going to be melted. It's not looking great. Powerhouse just having to retreat. They are going to give up this point without a fight. Taking their time. Look at that. Owner's already looking to jump past. Use the primal rage so they don't fall off the map. Now we see them coming in. Phone taking the aggressive position, but Owner's able to get 2 with a primal boop. That's basically going to shut down this fight. We already see Acrinator jumping off the mat to immediately reset. What sustained them throughout this, but we do see Goofy Goobers doing an amazing job of spacing themselves out. They're not dying, but looks like Scorch isn't going to be able to sustain. The Hammer doesn't get blocked, and we see Phone using the Death Blossom. It does manage to find Mr. Steelio kill, but Phone, lovely lass, is going back to the spawn room. We're now in overtime. We need to see Goofy Goobers make something happen, but the rest of their team is dead. I don't think Owners is going to be able to touch the point fast enough as we see the point slowly lose that tie and bang jumping and just barely gonna make it. The Demon Bomb gets placed, looking to find out any targets, but they're immediately melted. Mythology makes sure to also boop off Scorch before they can really get a good handle on the point, and they are just shutting down any form of a stall. I've never seen more accurate pinpoints kills. They do see Ak on the ball, which is their best chance of holding, because the melee is just going to be shut down when they're on the Lucio. But even then, they get forced off the point in Powerhouse, making a beautiful statement as they... taking their time. Wow. Powerhouse wait for their nano. They're gonna immediately start going in, but that window's now placed. They managed to find out 3 targets though with the initial dive, and it looks like they're gonna be finding the rest of Goofy Goobers. They just weren't prepared. The window came out a little too late. Even with Speed going down and the bungle being committed, we see the Graviton Surge being used just able to jump around and play the game. Bra is able to get the copy onto the monkey and is going after the McCree inside the backline, but Phone is able to find out the monkey that was in front of them. Of course, able to even it up by making sure to get out that McCree while the Primal Rage coming from Ra looking to finish up any of the other target. And their double shield is looking so strong right now, able to stop any dive from finding value.
That would have been a great amount of survivability.
Yeah, now they're pushing in for an early fight. They use that bungos while we saw Powerhouse just trying to rotate. They're not going to be able to get it. The Diva's already there. It's going to stop it the moment they try. Now we see Rob managed to get the Tracer, but they're immediately going to stop that copy. They're finding the picks. The Molten Core gets you. We see them even it up. 2 picks lost on the same side. It looks like the Goobers aren't going to sweat too much because they have Phone on the Torbjorn, as well as Scorch, who can I say has now see the fight commence. Speed taking in a majority of the damage. They're looking to melt them down, and it looks like the monkey's just not going to be able to survive this round, as the rest of Powerhouse are hiding. They're scared, and that bat window was built so incredibly fast. That wasn't even 30 seconds inside the fight, and it looks like they're going to be able to start capturing this point. Goofy Goobers.
They have the time, they have the ultimates. Specifically, they have Bob. I'd expect that to come out rather soon just to contest the cart.
Yeah, but how much contesting can you do?
No.
They're so focused and they're doing so much targeting. Phone builds up another Molten Core. The Blizzard Diva Bomb gets placed. They drop it on the point, and it looks like the rest of Powerhouse, they just seem to be so uncomfortable fighting against this. And Goofy Goobers, they may not look good on Now the rally's being used to counter out that bongo. I don't know how well it's going to be using in the end. The Grandma's Surge thrown from a Hail Mary. Now they're looking to finish it out. They're able to melt out Scorch. They find out Phone, but Speed still gets straight, and they manage to cap by just forcing the enemy team to just not play on point.
It feels like Powerhouse are starting to get an idea of how these engagements need to work.
Now they're moving in. We see them use the window. They're looking to find targets. The monkey's now primal, looking to find someone. They find Scorch. The Diva Bomb finds Ak, who was just using the bomb to try to force them out and remech. But it looks like they have now found the security and way to play against his Powerhouse. Still being saved because there was an immortality, but it's gone by this point, so Owners just has to go back to the spawn room and try to figure out a plan B. Now they're able to D-Mac out the D.Va, looking for the rest of the targets. That pulse bomb gets placed, stopping from anyone from moving it back into the spawn. But luckily, a couple of people just managed to sneak back in, but now they have to touch. We now see Ak on the Hog, looking to even things up. Scorch able to find out Rekophobia. While Owners plays the Wrecking Ball, looking to stay there. It's not going to be able to do much. Ox switches back over to the Reinhardt, looking to do much, but their back was turned. Takes that poke from the Bob, and they are just cleanly sweeping this up. No ultimate. He's doing an amazing job of making sure this break just plays so uncomfortably. While that anti is able to hit speed, so he has to use the jump just to be able to escape, get some extra healing. X-Runners coming back with the Graviton Surge. We see Rekophobia able to hit Scorch. That's going to shut down the main source of healing. They managed to get out Owners using that nano. They want to make sure they clean up and secure this fight, not give them a chance. Who needed them to attack, because that Bob's going so far out and slept, they can't even contest the point. And Powerhouse, my goodness, this is... They give up as much space, so they take longer poke in range. Look at that, being able to break out the turret. The immortality comes out, Speed's just able to start walking. It goes out low, but it's perfectly fine. They're able to start getting some value, getting some picks. X-Runner being able to make sure to get the majority of that value. And Epic Epoch is just having to try to escape, but their mag is basically paper mache to this team, as they don't
Their ultimates are significantly less charged, and Powerhouse has quite a bit to work with.
Yeah, we see that window being used. That's going to give them a lot of room to play. Looks like Azul is able to find out Scorch. They managed to freeze Owner inside the small cubby. That immortality is going to make sure that Speed doesn't die. And now they're using that high noon to make sure to secure. The Shatter goes out, kind of a BM, because it didn't really hit anyone. And now they have control of the point. If there is nobody really to touch here, they managed to pick out Scorch before he can.
And like utilize these angles a bit more. Oh no, Speed!
They immediately get blocked off. That immortality is going to be able to sustain, but Boreal's able to find the first pick, but the trades on the Reinhardt are there. Now they're looking to melt things down. We're going to need a bit of target focus coming out of both of these teams. It's kind of a mess as they're just looking to heal. Aka's able to find out Boreal, so that Maywall is going to be gone for the rest of the fight. X-Runner is going to be beam-macked. They were looking to take that Sim wall to go behind them, but they don't even have to sweat. They take out the Reinhardt, they take out the D.Va. Now there's no one stopping them. Owners is returning. Powerhouse can try to contest, but in the end, they're just going to give up ult charge. But X-Runner does get that first pick, and Azul gets Scorched. This is completely winnable now. They're returning back into the fight, and we see X-Runner there. They use that Sim wall, and now they're putting pressure onto X-Runner. The Shatter goes out. It is able to hit the mate, but there's not too many people to be there. The Lucio now is gone. Owners goes down, and Raja. How did they that bad? They were secure. They knew what they needed to do, but they just let the McCree get value. We see the May there, and Phone is just looking to escape, but they want to win out this fight. The Sim turret is able to help out, but Mythology looks to be the DPS. X-Runners return back into the fight, helping to save that Mythology, but Mythology is going to be finished off. Now the D.Va needs to be able to touch the point, just barely going to be there, as we see the Reinhardt return back in. Has no ultimates, they just want to place time bank. I don't believe this time they'll win it back, especially with Mark on side the high ground, looking to just heal, but he's being pressured out by EOC. They use that sound barrier to help out their team. We do see Owner punch Marielle. We see Mark and Azula gonna be picked off, as we see Speed looking to charge. Is gonna hit their own. The sound barrier comes in from Mythology. Is gonna be able to sustain, but Scorch is putting in so much damage. We now see them being able to start melting down Mythology, but just barely gonna be able to miss and survive. But looks like the target focus is going good on the Goofy Goobers, but Azula turns back looking for that pick, being able to find out Scorch, but there's really not that many people being able to kind of escape.
The only hope they have right now is probably going to be Scorch and Raja utilizing their ultimates, but they were the Shatter.
Try to go inside the teleporter. The Shatter manages to help find Scorch, who just couldn't go in fast enough. Phone does manage to find out Mythology, and that Sim is now placed there. But we see Azul on the correct side, able to hit some damage, managing to find out Phone. And Owners is the last person alive, but they get walled off by the May. Shot it. Now they have ultimates. They have room to play this game. We see that high noon being used combined with the window that can basically shoot them down. They find out Amelia. The sound barrier gets used against the Blizzard, and now the D.Va's on the point. They have to touch. It's up to Phone, but Phone's gonna be picked out, and it looks like the pressure to touch point's gonna catch them with their pants down. The only person left is EOC with the D.Va bomb, but they're not able to get a 6K. It's not like that, as Powerhouse wins Temple of Anubis.